The much-anticipated heavyweight fight between Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Tyson Fury Part 2. Ego purses. The purses have been released. We got to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It definitely helps the channel when you guys use that link. You can get ESPN Plus, great service, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps, one price, $12.99 a month. Use my link, and again, it does benefit the channel. Now, I can't wait, man. February 22nd, Fox, ESPN pay-per-view. First time they're working together in a while. We have Wilder versus Fury. Part 2, first fight. Some people thought it was controversial. Some people thought it was a long count. Some people thought Tyson Fury possibly outboxed Wilder. Wilder dropped Tyson Fury twice in the fight. And, you know, we're on the heels of this particular great rematch. Big for boxing. You see people from all walks of life, other celebrities that you don't always see talk boxing. And they're talking about this fight, giving fight predictions and talking about, you know, what happened in the first fight. So it's just a joyous occasion. And the ESPN, they just came out and released this tweet. It says, per the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the official contract purses for Saturday night's top-ranked Premier Boxing Champions pay-per-view card at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Deontay Wilder, $5 million. Tyson Fury, $5 million, comma. But both are guaranteed more than $25 million a piece, plus percentages of any pay-per-view profits, right? Charles Martin's getting $250,000, Gerald Washington $275,000, Emmanuel Navarrete $300K, his opponent $25K, the real tall guy Sebastian Fundora, he's getting $40,000. Daniel Lewis $35,000, Sobriel Matias $50,000, Pedro, he's getting $30K, Amir Imam $30K, Javier Molina $35,000, Rolly Romero, my dude Rolly, he getting $8,000. That's what he listed as. Gabriel Flores $15K, Matt Conway $20K, Vito Melanecki Jr. $4K. And that's about it. Those are the main ones I want to talk about. So, you know, great purses, great paydays for Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Tyson Fury particularly. Now, they had to make this fight, you know, and it's great that the networks came together and made the fight. But, you know, that's just too much money at the table. And it would be foolish for them to have taken two interim fights apiece, really at the bequest of Top Rank, ESPN, and Frank Warren and Tyson Fury's side. I think Wilder wanted to go into an immediate rematch. However, like I've been saying, I do feel Wilder holding out, you know, hope and allowing Tyson Fury to take interim fights has only made him stronger, because in that time he's been able to grow. He fought against Dominic Brazil. They had some tension on a personal note based on like an occurrence they had in the previous year at a hotel in Alabama after Wilder's fight when he knocked out Gerald Washington, who's also on this card. And he was able to settle that. He knocked out Dominic Brazil in the first round, and we haven't really seen Dominic Brazil return to the heavyweight division since then. So it was a bad knockout. I was there. I was at that particular fight. And then he fought Luis King Kong Ortiz, who made some small adjustments in his training camp, teamed up with the great strength and conditioning coach, Larry Wade, who I know, friend of the channel. And he came in great shape. He gave Wilder definitely a run for his money, very skillful. And Wilder was able to pretty much change that all in the blink of an eye, put his lights out. In a round he was winning, in a fight he was winning in the 6th round. I was at that fight as well. So, you know, Wilder's come a long way. Tyson Fury, he was in a very tough fight with Otto Wallin. So we're going to see Wilder Fury 2. We're going to see how it all plays out. I do think Wilder has the advantage here in momentum and how his last two performances panned out. I think Lennox Lewis has also, kind of corroborated what I just said, as well as Wilder's had the better recent performances since the first fight. As far as the purses, now I got to talk about this and touch on a lot of people. They criticize Deontay Wilder. I feel like Roy Jones of this sport when it comes to this boxing talk. Y'all must have forgot. And a lot of people criticize Deontay Wilder's decision making, his loyalty to PBC, staying loyal to Showtime, staying loyal to Al Heyman and Fox. They said Al Heyman was steering you wrong and this and that because DAZN, the company, the app, offered him a deal, and it was a 3-fight deal with $100 million for 3 fights, presumably 20 mil for the first fight, interim fight. And then we're assuming that the second and third fight was supposed to be Joshua, which is a flat fee of 48 or 40 and 40, for the second and third fight. So 40 plus 40 is 80 plus the other 20. There's your 100. So a lot of people criticize Deontay Wilder because he says, I'm betting on myself. I met with DAZN and John Skipper minus Eddie Hearn. And, we decided to go another route. He stayed on Showtime for that particular fight with Dominic Breazeale. They promoted it. It was supposed to be on pay-per-view, but I think they end up just paying Wilder a little bit extra money, and because he was sought out and people were checking for him and they wanted to keep him on the network. So they didn't make it a pay-per-view, but they had to come out of pocket to pay Wilder. He went viral with that knockout and then moved on to a pay-per-view with Luis Ortiz, and of course now there's pay-per-view with Tyson Fury. So if you look at Wilder's last couple of paychecks, he's definitely turned his career into quite a lucrative one. You look at his last fight with Luis Ortiz, they said Ortiz got $7 or $8 million to be on pay-per-view with Wilder. He did get knocked out, but that's great money for him and his family. His daughter has a sickness, so that's definitely great money. And if Ortiz got $8 million, the champion, WBC champion in the A side, got probably double that or better. He got more money than Luis Ortiz, who would have clearly been the B side of that promotion. And then now he's getting, $25 million guaranteed. They know so they're basically saying, you're getting $25 million. We can swing that. This will be lucrative enough where you and Tyson Fury get $25 million plus whatever percentage of the back end that has been negotiated on their behalf. So that would be indicative of the success of the event. So if it's a pay-per-view success and it does, 800, 900,000, then he's going to get a portion of that. If it does $1 million or better, he gets a portion of that. Bob Arum even believes that it could do 2 million pay-per-views. So, I want to see it. I'm going to order the pay-per-view. Definitely going to support. I suggest you guys support because this is how we get the people in the suits to realize that they got to strike while the iron's hot and make these fights when they're relevant. I don't want to see too many more situations like Wilder Joshua. 2 undefeated fighters, 2 African-American fighters, 2 different continents, from the UK and America. That was the fight everyone was checking for. But then Joshua ended up losing along the way. And now people aren't even really talking about Anthony Joshua. So I don't want to see that again. I want to see the fight fans get treated to fights that we want to see. Strike while the iron's hot if you can make them. And, ain't nobody getting younger. Life is short. Make these fights. If a fighter loses, they have to come back and bounce back. But Wilder's definitely making good money. And I had to talk about the DAZN deal previously because before I said I understood why Wilder would play his hand, play the field, and shop around and not necessarily take that deal and bet on himself. People criticize me. They criticize new media. They criticize my channel. They criticize Deontay Wilder. But fast forward to the future, we haven't really heard of a major DAZN fight this calendar year. And, among other things, with DAZN, it hasn't looked really successful. And Wilder's about to make basically $25 million guaranteed plus back end money. So he's going to stand to make a lot of money. So that shows he's come a long way through the help of his knockout power, his dedication, his beef with Fury, new media and stuff like that, Wilder's definitely come a long way. So it's good to see. And now he doesn't look so silly like people were thinking, betting on himself. So Wilder's definitely inspiration and should be inspirational to everybody. If you have a vision, don't let someone else put a price on your vision. Wilder said, I'm gonna trust my team. I have them in place for a reason. I'm gonna trust my instincts and my gut feeling, and I'm gonna bet on myself. People said he was foolish. People said he didn't know what he was doing. He should have took the money. They said he'll never have an opportunity to make this type of money. Eddie Hearn, at a point in time with the Joshua fight, offered a flat fee, said he was only worth $12.5 million. Fast forward a year plus later, Wilder's making like more than double that guaranteed, plus still pay-per-view. Versus DAZN, they don't have a pay-per-view model, so they're just paying their fighters whatever they're paying them outright, like Canelo and Triple G, based on subscriptions. And we don't even know what type of numbers they're doing or how many subscriptions they're driving versus pay-per-view. We usually get an indication, unless it's really low, we get some type of indication of how well the pay-per-view did or didn't do, So very proud for Wilder. And like I said, it should be an inspiration to people to just believe in yourself and bet on yourself. Don't let somebody else steer you into making the wrong decision. And then life is not about regrets. Nobody wants to have regrets in life. And I don't think, with all things considered, with all due respect, I don't think Wilder's regretting his decision, staying loyal to the people that were loyal to him and put him in position, staying with premier boxing champions, staying on the Fox Showtime side, and not going to DAZN. I really don't feel he did. I mean, this is great money, and he doesn't have a ceiling. However, they promoted the hell out of this fight. They had promotional commercials and material for the NFL playoffs on Fox. ESPN cut some original programming with Andre Ward. They were pushing each other at the press conference. They were running ads on the Super Bowl. Both fighters were on The Masked Singer. They had original programming like Camp Life. It's been well promoted. They had ads at the gas stations, billboards. They had spots where, these different fighters, Tyson Fury or Wilder, were on various shows promoting the fight. They did their rounds. So I can't wait to see the fight, most importantly, and then the numbers and, how it all played out. And hopefully, like I said, you guys order the pay-per-view. If this was a success, then that will encourage Top Rank and ESPN and Fox to possibly join forces again and make these fights that the fans are clamoring for. So I see it being a win-win if the fight does well. Let me know what you guys think. Wilder getting a lot of money, Tyson Fury getting a lot of money. Shout out to Fury. Fury, he's also should be an inspiration because this man just came from mental health issues and obesity, and through his resilience in the first fight by even getting back up and, having that willingness to continue fighting and really getting back in shape and holding a good account of himself in the first fight, it led to a possible trilogy, and it definitely led to a second fight. So he getting cashed out as well, and this is all off the back end of probably some of the most disastrous years of his professional career after he beat Klitschko. Very impressive to see the growth in Wilder and Fury, especially financially. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.